Foods men's 800 meters. And there is a compelling story in this event today. And for that, let's go to Bob Newmeyer.
Well, it involves Lopez Lomong, Tom, and when he was only 6 years old, his family had to flee the Sudan for fear they'd be murdered by rebels. For the next 10 years, he bounced from one refugee camp to the next, wound up at age 16 in a camp in Kenya, when he finally qualified for the Lost Boys of Sudan program organized by a Catholic relief organization. He was taken to the home of the Rogers family in Tully, New York. Next thing, he's running for high school track. Next thing you know, he's running for Northern Arizona. Next thing you know, he's winning the NCAA championship. And next thing you know, in a couple of weeks, he'll be a U.S. citizen. An incredible odyssey for Lopez Lomong.
Indeed, Bob. He passed the citizenship test and will be sworn in as a U.S. citizen next month. And a look at Nick Symmonds, the NCAA Division III 800 champion 4 times at Willamette University in Salem, Oregon.
Tommy told me that during the 1992 Summer Olympics in Barcelona, he was 9 years of age, glued to the television, wondering if he'd ever be good enough to do something like that. Well, the next big stage will be in Osaka, Japan, and he's got a shot. And with the way he's running and with his mentality, his spirit, and the way he competes, this race is his to lose.
And also in this 800 final field, Khadevis Robinson, 30 years old now.
Right, and Khadevis over the years has gotten so much stronger. He's confident, trained by the American record holder Johnny Gray. And in the semifinal, he had blistering splits early on, so we should expect Khadevis to push the pace. And it'll be interesting to see how Nick Symmonds deals with the fast pace. Does he lay back like we saw him at the Prefontaine Classic and pass the Olympic champion Yuri Borzakovsky? Does he use that type of tactic, or does he get up in the front?
That's what he did in the semifinals. Symmonds, who is in the lane 4 to start the race, and Khadevis Robinson in lane 5. They'll stay in the lanes until they're through that first turn and then break for the rail down the backstretch. And Lopez Lomong. Really an inspirational story. In his Northern Arizona uniform, a sophomore at Northern Arizona, NCAA champion this year at 1,500 meters.
Well, Nick Symmonds won 7 Division III titles while running at Willamette College between the 800 and the 1,500 meters, and he said being a big fish in a small pond allowed him to learn how to win from the front, the back, from wherever he's running. He's extremely experienced for a young runner. But most importantly, he's confident, in particular because of the fast times that he's laid down over the last several weeks. And there he is, sort of hanging toward the back, which doesn't surprise me, as Khadevis Robinson moves up to the front to dictate the pace.
Robinson in front, right in front of Solomon in the USC uniform. So Khadevis Robinson pushing it, 2-time defending U.S. champion.
And what Khadevis Robinson wants to do here is push this pace, come through a fast split. He has no problem with that. But what we want to see is at the end of the race, if Khadevis can close. He said he has a problem the last 20 meters. Ludus focused just a little bit. Let's watch what happens.
And a look at Symmonds, who is running back in the back of the pack.
Yeah, Symmonds on the inside, sort of boxed in at the moment, but again, he says he has so much experience from running Division III track that he knows how to weave his way in and out to get out of trouble. 300 meters to go, just like 2 weeks ago at the Prefontaine Classic. Symmonds is back there, but now he's moving.
And Symmonds starting to pick up runners on the outside, just about to pass Lomong there, but Khadevis Robinson a long way out in front. Jonathan Johnson in second place. And Symmonds is moving. He's now into 4th. But Khadevis Robinson, the man to catch. He turns for home with a big lead. Symmonds is on the outside. Does he have enough to catch him? Symmonds now takes over 2nd. Symmonds trying to catch Khadevis Robinson. He's closing the gap. But it is Khadevis Robinson that will coast. Lomong is also moving up from the back. It is Robinson, the winner. Symmonds got 2nd. And Lomong was trying to pick him up to make the team. I don't think he quite made it. It looked like Solomon might have gotten the 3rd spot. We'll have to wait for the official results. Solomon indeed was 3rd, but Khadevis Robinson, Nicholas Symmonds, and Dwayne Solomon.
That was a great tactical race by Khadevis Robinson. And look at Nick Symmonds, obviously not happy that he didn't win the championship, but he's on the team. But there's Symmonds in the white jersey coming up on the outside with that blistering kick coming up the straightaway, wondering if he'd be able to close the gap, but he left a little too much real estate, and he realizes at this point he'll have to settle for second. He's got his ticket to Osaka, but Symmonds finishing in second. Khadevis Robinson with the perfect tactics wins the national championship.
His fourth title, and Symmonds with that patented late kick. And as you said, he just had too much work to do.
Just a little bit too much work, and he may have underestimated Khadevis Robinson's ability to hold that this time. And you see the
youngster Lomong in the dark blue on the outside, almost getting that third spot, but Solomon in the USC Scarlet able to hold the third spot. Let's go to Numi.
With Khadevis Robinson with the American flag and getting terrific applause as milking the moment, because this obviously was a satisfying win, particularly with what you did at the Prefontaine a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as sharp doing then. I've been injured, so now I'm getting my legs right up under me. And all my family from Fort Worth, Texas, they called me, they text me, and they said, "Katie, you got to want it." So all my TCU Horned Frogs, outside of Fort Worth, really helped me. And I really wanted it. Look how the crowd responded. It's like a European me. So I really pushed it. I gave it my all, and this is what I got.
What about Symmonds? Were you concerned about his late kick when he beat you in Eugene? I mean, he beat you fair and square. What about this race? Were you worried about him in the last lap?
I always think about all my competitors, not just one. I knew he was going to come on tough, but I was very confident, and he's running well, and it's good for U.S. That's why everybody was so hype about it.